Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis isn't ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold on, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good morning. Good afternoon and good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pascal Show. Hope you guys are all doing well out there. Hope this show finds you in good spirits, as it should be. We got a quick live for you guys because this is just some breaking news that just recently happened. And, of course, there's a bunch of other things that are going on in the world, but I did want to get on here and give you guys this quick update. And this is insane. And, again, this should be something that a lot of other networks, even content creators, should be very concerned about, because at the end of the day, this is not good. It's not good. This could be very, very bad for a lot of networks. All of them that have been running out here hard in the paint, putting out information, doing these docu-series, etc. People who have been doing countless interviews and stuff like that. But I still have some questions in regards to this, because some of this just don't make no damn sense. It is all revolving around a documentary. This is crazy. So we've got to get into this. So do me a favor, okay? We're not on for a long time, but we're here for an informative and hopefully a good time, okay? I know we're talking about some things that aren't so great, but at the same time, hopefully you guys are having a good one. And hopefully this day finds you well, because let's be real, another day above the dirt is always a blessing. Let's not forget that, okay? So please do me a favor. Bless the show with a like, okay? Hit that like button down below. Crush it. Please do what it do. Hit that reaction button if you're watching on other platforms like Facebook, X/Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Rumble, okay? Please show some love by hitting that follow button as well over there. Crush that subscribe button here on my main channel, please. Okay, and go to my secondary channel, The Pascal Show Clips. Go show some love. Subscribe over there. It's called The Pascal Show Clips. It's very simple. Okay, very, very simple. But I did want to give you guys a chance to go over there, because there's things that I'm covering over there that I'm not covering over here on this main channel, and vice versa. Okay, so make sure you are subscribed to both channels. Okay. Hit that join button down below. Become a member. Check out my Patreon. Check out my locals. And, of course, let's not forget, check out PascalMerch.com. We got some really great stuff over there, just so you guys know. Okay, guys, we got to get straight into it, because, like I said, this is just a flash breaking news coverage, breaking news story for you guys. I will be back on in a couple hours to talk to you guys about a bunch of other things that are going on. You know, we may be tapping into the Blake Lively stuff. I don't know. It just depends on what's popping off here. If there's some breaking news that happens from the time I'm recording, you know, by the time of us doing this live to the time I get back and have time to do a live with you guys, we may be talking about a slew of different things. Okay. But we're here for one main thing and one main thing only. All right. Y'all want to know what the hell is going on with the Diddler. And right now, we are now finding out that this man is suing NBC for defamation because of what they used and what they had, what they covered, and what they discussed in a documentary. And he is suing this company, this media company, for $100 million. Crazy. Okay? Crazy. And what's interesting about this one is, well, we're gonna talk about it. Okay? I got some questions, because at the end of the day, it to me, it doesn't make sense. Now, if I remember correctly, okay, so he's suing, let me just say this, he's suing NBC for $100 million over severe reputational and economic harm. Really? So you mean to tell me though that NBC is the reason your life is in shambles right now? NBC is the reason why your name is getting just dragged through glass and hot coals and getting ran over by millions of buses. In fact, over 120 buses to be exact. And that's not even talking about the federal charges that are coming towards him right now, including the new federal charges that he's looking at and facing here very, very soon. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Is this a joke? Is it already April Fool's Day? Is it April 1st? No, it's not. So what the hell are you talking about? Severe reputational harm and economic harm. Where's that coming from? Excuse me. Cabrón. Where's that coming from? Where's that coming from, guys? Does anybody know? Where's that? Because last I checked, the video in which you are attacking Cassie, it's not a logo. It's not the NBC logo attacking Cassie there. It's yo ass attacking Cassie. It's your face in the video basically saying, yeah, I'm a different man. I've changed. I found God. I found sobriety. I found therapy. I'm just a man and I'm trying to be a better man. It wasn't the NBC logo doing that video, that apology video. It's not NBC that was all up in these freak off videos, bumping uglies with God knows who, plying people with substances and stuff. It wasn't like NBC's going, NBC, here you go. Enjoy that drink. NBC, freak offs. You know what I'm saying? NBC going off and just beating the crap out of people. NBC stealing people's monies. NBC driving up and picking up a girl off the side of the road and just attacking her with a bunch of other people. NBC, no! God, stop it with the nonsense. Stop it. In fact, by the way, wasn't NBC the same company that brought on that Jane Doe that said that she was a little? She went to a freak off, or she went to an after party, a VMA after party, right? And then she was viciously attacked not only by Diddy, but also by Jay-Z. And there was a woman that, you know, a female celebrity, they're calling her Celebrity B, that was in the corner just watching an audience to this crime that was actually unfurling in this room, right? And of course, this woman is autistic. She suffered a head injury, a severe head injury over her life, okay, before this interview and all that. Wasn't it NBC that actually was trying to debunk all of the things that this Jane Doe was claiming? I'm just saying, wasn't it NBC, the news network, that sat down and talked to her and was basically saying there were some inconsistencies in her story? She came back and said, indeed, there are inconsistencies to her story, but it is her story and she's sticking with it. Did they not do that on NBC? Did they not? Yeah, they did. I'll just answer it for you guys because I can't hear you guys. Okay. And I know some of y'all yelling at your phone right now going, yes! And you're on a bus and everyone's looking at you like, the hell is wrong with this woman right here? You're like, it's the Pascal show. He gets me heated. Sorry, guys. Okay. But still, make this make sense. Make this make sense. Just the title alone. He's suing, like, really? NBC. Okay. You know, there's other people that he could have gone after. Now, this is a fair warning to all the other people that are out here, all the other media outlets that are taking this and running with it, right? They've been making countless documentaries, docuseries, etc. The fall of Diddy, making of a bad boy, Diddy the diddler, Diddy do it Diddy. You know what I mean? Like, there's been plenty of docuseries coming out the butt-o, okay, revolving around Diddy. But he goes after NBC, which is also the same company that actually was giving him a little bit, like just a small glimmer of solace Just a little bit. Like petit morceau, petit morceau. Okay? Very little, just a little morsel. Okay? I'm translating for you guys, for you English people. Okay? Just a little morsel. Okay? Of hope, of help. Right? By going, hey, there's inconsistencies in this Jane Doe's story. Right? But he's suing them and saying severe reputational and economic harm. He's going after the wrong person. It's like, you get, you're like in the middle of a bar fight. This is the worst example, but we're going to roll with it, okay? You're in the middle of a bar fight. It's Diddy. He's in the middle of it. He's swinging, right? He's going after the ops. Then suddenly out of nowhere, he turns around. He just punches NBC right in the face. But NBC is right there next to him being like, trying to help him. Yo, I was trying to help you, man. Damn, you just broke my nose, man. Damn. He's like, man, I was just heated, man. I just saw fists flying, and I just saw people. You know what I'm saying? My bad, bro. NBC, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't it feel like that a little bit? Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. But doesn't it feel a little bit like that? Like he's just swinging, and anybody who's in the way, his fist is just going to connect. He's going to clock. You know what I mean? And now it's NBC. And I'm going, why? Now, the docuseries or the documentary, that's another conversation in itself. I am kind of curious about that too, right? Because I do have some questions about that. So let's get into this article. All right? Let's just get into this. NBC, let's get into this. All right? So, Sean Diddy Combs has filed a $100 million defamation lawsuit against NBC Universal and the production company Ample, not Apple, but Ample, for the alleged lies aired. Alleged lies aired on their Diddy, The Making of a Bad Boy doc, right? The rapper's attorneys claim in the complaint filed in New York and exclusively obtained by not TMZ, I'm sorry, Page 6, I'm sorry, the article we're reading here, on Wednesday, today, that the documentary assumes their client, quote unquote, has committed numerous heinous crimes, including several unalivings, R's of littles, we got to use code words, and STing of littles, and attempts to crudely psychologize him. Hopefully I'm saying that word correctly. I've never seen it like that before. Anyway, it maliciously and baselessly jumps to the conclusion that Mr. Combs is a monster and an embodiment of Lucifer. Ooh, I gotta hit this. Yes, he sits there with his cloak and he's like, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? He's just terrible. I know that's not Lucifer, but you know what I mean. All right. With a lot of similarities to J.E., to the Epi-Main. Okay. This is what the lawsuit further alleges. Again, they believe that he is running around here like a little Al Pacino, okay, in The Devil's Advocate, all right? He's a phenomenon, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go check out The Devil's Advocate because it's fire. One of the best Keanu Reeves movies ever. Just letting you know. If you're a Keanu Reeves fan and you haven't seen this movie, something wrong with you. Go check it out. It's fire. It's the best one. It's the best, one of the best Keanu Reeves movies ever. Okay. Just don't see him do Shakespeare. Okay. Just don't do that. You will thank me later. Okay. Don't to be, or it's not great. So I don't recommend that. Moving on though. The complaint breaks down each of the alleged falsities, basically, okay, that aired via NBC and Peacock in January, including the insinuation that Combs, 55, contributed to the unaliving of Kim Porter. Let's not forget, I still have this thing on my table because her name keeps on coming up. But this book, okay, this alleged book was a part of that conversation, okay? The woman who allegedly wrote that book is also a part of this conversation as well. Okay. The two dated on and off, which we already know about all that stuff. Okay. He also sired, All right. 3 children with her as well. All right. In the doc, Porter's ex, Albie Shore, questioned the late model's cause of demise, which attributed to lobar pneumonia. Okay. He also claimed she was, quote unquote, gone because she was going to be the next Cassie Ventura, the next Cassie. This is very interesting. Ventura, who dated Combs, which we already know about all this stuff, right? The footage, the video, him apologizing, which I just talked about. That's pretty insane stuff as well. All right. However, Combs' lawyers argue in their complaint that the doc accused their client of quote unquote unaliving the love of his life and the mother of his children, despite the LA County Coroner's Office finding that she passed away from natural causes and that there has quote unquote never been any evidence of foul play. Now, what's interesting about this, I have questions. Because it's not like they said these things. These were things said by Albie Shore. Sure, they had the choice. See what I did there? Sure, they had the choice to edit that stuff out. But would that be a documentary or would it be a TV show? I'm just curious. Like I said, something about this doesn't make any sense. Moving on, NBC, however, did air the coroner's determinations and said in the doc that the LAPD found that there was no criminal involvement in Kim Porter's demise. This is incredibly important, guys. And that I give mad props to NBC. Why? Because they did their due diligence. They didn't just go in there and say, here's all this stuff and here's all the salaciousness coming from the mouths of these celebrities and people that have worked closely or have been in relationships with Diddy. We are going to fact check. We are going to give you the opposing side of that information. Now, did they bring an officer of the LAPD or a detective that was involved in the Kim Porter her case? No. Did they bring in the head of the LA County's coroner's office to have a little sit down, have him pop a squat and talk about how she passed away from natural causes? No. It was written in the documentary. It was a full-on thing. I even saw this documentary myself. I'm sure all of us that are watching right now saw this documentary ourselves as well. We saw it. We saw Albie Shore say what he needed to say, what he wanted to say. That's his right. If that's what he believes, that's what he believes. That's part of the documentary. But they also did their part in getting quotes and information from the people, from the departments that made the final decision saying, yes, she passed away from natural causes. It was pneumonia that got her, so on and so forth, right? So again, for them to sit there, for him, and his team to sit there and say, oh, this is destroying my reputation and destroying my money is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. In fact, I sit there and I wonder, why hasn't TMZ been hit with some sort of lawsuit? Why hasn't ID been hit with some sort of lawsuit? Rolling Stone, why hasn't they been hit with some sort of lawsuit? Just saying, they all have been a part or partnered up with some sort of documentary or docu-series that is out there for everyone to watch, and I've seen every single last one of them. So where are the other lawsuits then? Because there's people out here talking wild on these microphones too. And they're all being backed by huge companies, huge media outlets. So it doesn't make any sense that he would go after NBC and what he's claiming to be. What he's claiming is, oh, it's destroying my money and it's destroying my rep. Yeah, okay. That's what it's doing. Let's not forget the fact that you're locked up. And the feds are about to knock you down with a few more with with new charges here, which we talked about last night. The feds are ready. They're about to bury him deeper than 6 feet under. He's screwed, but he's wasting his time on suing a media company for economic and reputational harm. It's trash, guys. It's trash. And in my personal opinion, I get it. You know, these lawyers are getting paid for their time. Okay, so they're singing for their supper at this point. But you got to miss me with this nonsense, y'all. Okay, you have got to miss me with the nonsense. Let's continue on though. This is just dumb. So his attorneys also slammed the TV network and Ample for relying on Shure 57 as a source, given that producer Ari Mark knew the songwriter's weird, very kind of complicated relationship with Sean Combs, with Diddy. Okay, and that was an interview that he gave with the Hollywood Reporter. I mean, clearly, wouldn't he be mad? Wouldn't Al B. Sure have a little chip on his shoulder? I mean, you kind of have to take what he says with a grain of salt, just a little bit. Let's keep it a bean. He lost the love of his life to Diddy. Then he lost the love of his life from Diddy too, if you really think about it. Doesn't matter if it was by his hand or not. That's how he sees it. If it was by Diddy's hand or not. This is how Al B. Sure sees it. And if he's feeding to some sort of BS, I don't know. But you also got to remember what Al B. Sure went through too. He went through some serious stuff. He was in a coma for a while. All of his organs shut down. The man was at the brink of death. So I wouldn't blame him for having specific types of theories and thoughts towards Diddy, especially if he knew what was really going on behind closed doors and he couldn't do anything about it. Just something to think about. In the complaint, they also hit back at Shure's attempts to link his own health issues to Diddy, as well as the quote unquote unhinged conspiracy theory that the Bad Boy for Life rapper played a role in the demise of Notorious B.I.G., late record executive Andre Harrell, who died of heart failure, and of course, let's not forget Heavy D. All right. There's been a lot of theories about all of them passing away. Okay. Let's not forget that. By maliciously advancing the unhinged narrative that Diddy is a serial monster with absolutely no evidence or logic to stand on, and in the face of clear evidence to the contrary, defendants spread fake news of the most damaging kind. This is what the lawsuit states. Now, here's the thing, before we continue on, okay? Before we continue on, the only thing I ask is, you're bringing a guest on. You're bringing a person on to speak their side of their story, to speak their version of the truth. I guess in my mind, I go, if you are the director or the creator of this docuseries or documentary, how can you get sued? How can the director get sued for what somebody else is saying? You're not putting words in their mouth. You're making a documentary. And then they come in and if they're like, yeah, I caught a fish this big, like this big, and it's blah, blah, blah. And then somebody sues you like, no, correction, that was a lie and it was wrong. It's like, wait a second. That's what somebody else is saying. This is not a scripted conversation. I'm not telling them verbatim what to say. They're talking at their own free will. So why sue NBC? Why aren't they suing Al B. Sure? Well, I already know why. I bet they think that he doesn't have money. He doesn't have NBC money. But like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. I'll be sure he's talking on his own free will. He is yapping how he wants to yap. That is not on NBC, nor is it on Ample. They ask him questions, they answer it. Or they ask him questions, he answers it, right? So how is he in trouble? Or how's NBC in trouble and not Al B. Sure? So that part doesn't really equate to making any sense to me, at least. Now, of course, I'm not a lawyer, okay? I'm sure lawyers can look at this and go, well, actually, it could be. There's a loophole here. You know, you thread the needle. You can find a way to sue anybody for any type of documentary out here, which is crazy to me, if you really think about it. In fact, this is kind of the first time I've heard about a documentary or a media company getting sued for the documentary that was made, which is also interesting too, right? But moving on, it's just so weird. So his lawyers also further dispute the resurfacing of a claim made by Lil Rod, okay, in his $30 million lawsuit, which claims the last night rap that Diddy had attacked little people who are not of age, women who are not of age, okay? So they note that the women have already come forward to debunk the claims, stating that they were not littles when the incident pertaining to them occurred, and that they, quote unquote, never witnessed anything untoward, happen at the parties. So again, my question is, you mean to tell me that you were able to get in contact with the women that Lil Rod specifically was mentioning? How do you know you were talking to the right people? Come on. I'm just asking for a friend. You mean to tell me that Lil Rod goes on to this documentary? He says, yeah, there was some women there were some people in there that were littles, man. And, I saw Diddy do these things to these littles, bruh. Some crazy stuff, man. You mean to tell me that these lawyers went, sought out, and found these random women? These said women that he says in passing, he doesn't say, yeah, there was Sharonda, Vicky, about 3 Kims. Like, he didn't say no names. He said no names. So how do they know? How do they know where to find these women's? Someone answer that for me. That's insane. Yeah, we went out and we talked to them. They have come forward. And they debunked these claims. How do you know that those girls are actually the girls that he's talking about? Those girls could be anybody. The lawsuit also slams Courtney Burgess. Oh, boy, here we go. I'm sorry. We got to do this. Got to do the Trump dance real quick. Anyway, no reason I did that. No reason. Hold on. Time out before everybody's like, brr! Hold on. Okay, just trying to be funny. Moving on. Lawsuit also slams Courtney Burgess, who is being sued in a separate lawsuit alongside News Nation, which we talked about. We already talked about this for defamation. Okay, which is interesting because Courtney Burgess is also in this lawsuit as well, and News Nation. It's not just News Nation. It's not just Courtney Burgess. It's both of them at the same damn time, which is interesting. I'm wondering why he's not suing Al B. Sure. That's another thing that I'd like to know as well. Why are you only suing NBC and not Al B. Sure? Could it be that he possibly was telling the doggone truth? Something to think about, okay? But he's suing Courtney Burgess, and he's suing News Nation for allegedly spreading lies about Porter's memoir and other defamatory statements. It appears neither Burgess nor News Nation, have responded to their suit. Their reps could not be reached. Combs' team claims they warned NBC and Ample around December 10th, 2024, that the allegations in their doc were unequivocally false, had been quote unquote debunked, and lack any credible evidence. But they still proceeded with the release of the trailer and the series. The defamatory statements published by defendants about plaintiff have directly and proximately caused plaintiff substantial reputational and financial harm and damaged his right to a fair trial on the government's charges against him. This is what they further allege. Let me say this. Everything that he has done before he got locked up and while he was locked up, he apparently has stopped doing those things. I'm sure he has not stopped, but maybe he found another crafty way of getting his stuff done for him. You know, I needed to get rid of all the pizza boxes and the plastics, right? So it does make you wonder. Why would he sit here and say that all of this is causing reputational harm when, like I said in the very beginning of the show, all of this went down because he put his hands on people, because he put his hands on Cassie right here, right? Because of all the stuff that he's done. His past is coming to catch up on him. That's all it is. He should not have done what he did. Period. Over the 30 some odd years of him existing on with all the power, accessibility to things, the life of luxury, excess, and etc., using people and all that, he should have known that his time was coming and that all of this is being done because of his wrongdoing, not because of Albie Shore speaking out, which he has every right to speak out. Same to every other person, every other victim, every other person that has crossed paths with this monster. They have every right. They have every right to speak out. So that's why it just doesn't make any sense to me that that any of this, okay, that any of this would even stick. And I feel like NBC could easily fire back saying, hey, we did all the research. We showed both sides of the situation. We didn't just hit you guys with just one thing. We showed you both sides of the conversation. We try to keep it even. We try to keep it fair. We try to keep it right. Because that's not a documentary, guys. A documentary where it's just telling you one side of the story, you're not saying, and you're not going and you're not doing your due diligence, then that clearly shows you that it is a smear campaign. That is a smear piece. It's the opposite of a puff piece. It's just a piece to make this person look like a terrible person. But they brought in people. They asked for statements. They asked for information, and they showed both sides. Sure, maybe they didn't bring somebody in to be a talking head, right? In the interviews, and they brought in a lot of victims and a lot of people that used to work closely with Diddy. Fine. Okay, I get that part. But they still wrote those things in. And most of us know how to read. Most of us do. So we're able to sit there, read through the stuff and go, okay, you know, that allegation, they reached out and here's the opposing side of it. They said blah, 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 blah. So make up your mind on what you want to believe. Do you want to believe the coroner and what they said about Kim Porter's demise? Or do you want to believe what Albie Shore said? The choice is yours, right? It's the red pill, blue pill type of situation, right? That's basically it. So for him, just going back to this title, which is laughable to me, for him to sit here and go back and say, "Oh no, it's causing me so much. It's destroying my name, man." No, your name was destroyed the first time you put your hands on anybody. The first time you slipped a substance into somebody's drink, allegedly. The first time you pulled over and grabbed somebody off the side of the street and made them trust you because of your name and because of your celebrity stature. and then you still went and attacked them with either yourself or with a group of people as well. So you can miss me with the nonsense. You can miss me with the nonsense. This is all coming to you because you laid down the groundwork to make this happen. This was not a situation where it's just like, oh, you're getting arrested. My gosh, all these allegations are fake and not true. No, all of this is not all of it, but a good portion of it, I believe, is absolutely 110% true. And it's all because it happened at the hands of him, guys. This is not by him standing idly by and watching other people do these things. And he just goes, well, I was just a witness. I just saw what happened. I didn't know what was going on, man. This is all surprise to me. No, you can't just be playing dumb when you were the one who was orchestrating this stuff. You were the Martin Scorsese to your own freaking freak off films. Okay? You're going low angle, and then I wanted that dolly to go up and then get nice right up into that nice sharp focus on that booty hole. Real talk, that's him. Candlelights, and we're gonna start with the candlelight. We're gonna start with that fire because there's so much fire in here. You know what I'm saying? It's so sexy and everything. And then we're gonna pan off, and we're just gonna see nothing but bodies covered in baby oil. Then we're gonna zoom right into Cassie's face. We're gonna see her in that just ecstasy on her face. And then we're gonna pan out. Okay, we're gonna just see everybody making the beast with two backs. You know what I'm saying? That was you, Diddy. That was you, hombre. I said hombre. Okay? That was you. Okay? That was you. So, make that make sense to me, guys. Make that make sense to me. Por favor. You made this bed, you lie in it. This defamation lawsuit is trash to me, or he's in dire need of some money. Maybe he's in dire need of some money and they believe that they have an angle to get some of that money back in his pocket so that he can keep funneling that money towards his lawyers. Maybe that's what it is too. But still, guys, this is ridiculous. You cannot, I believe, and I could be wrong, but I believe you can't sue a media company for talking to somebody and letting that person tell their side of the story. It just doesn't make any sense. To me, it just doesn't land. To me, this is a desperate attempt at trying to save a little bit of face. Like he's trying so hard to save face, and there's nothing left. His reputation was obliterated as soon as his homes were raided, y'all. Shoot, way before that too, though. Okay? Reputation destroyed. So, ridiculous, unbelievable. But we're talking about Diddy's cases. Cases, because there's so many. You can't even say cases. You have to say cases, says so many times because he's been sued so many damn times. And there's more coming. So there it is, guys. There it is. Unfreaking believable. That's all I have to say about that. But before I head out, okay, before I hop off here, please do me a favor. Make sure you go and check out. There's a new update behind the Brian Kohberger case. Okay, the Idaho 4 case revolving around Brian Kohberger. Okay, there's a possibility that this man could actually walk. I'm not kidding. And I know I haven't talked about the Idaho 4 in a minute, but I did want to bring that up to you guys because it popped up and I was like, holy damn, this is a real thing. And it could very well be the thing that gets him out. It could. So go check that out. I put it up on this main channel. All right. Be sure to check that out. But that is the show, guys. Appreciate all y'all for being here. Really means a lot. Like I said, it was going to be a short one, short and sweet, but we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. Oh, man. You know, yesterday was a little bit of a crazy one. So a lot of things got away from me. So I'm trying to do as much catch up today as I can. So it's going to be a wacky Wednesday for sure. All right. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, okay? But before you head out, Hit that like button down below. Hit that reaction button, okay? I'm going to say it again, but hit that subscribe button here on my main channel. Go to my secondary channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button over there. The channel is called The Pascal Show Clips. Make sure if you're watching on the TikTok, make sure you're hitting that follow button as well. I'm doing a lot more of these lives here as well, okay? Because sometimes there ain't enough time to sit down and edit every single video, okay? So lives, keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it fun, okay? And it keeps you guys up to date. So make sure you're following and all that stuff too, okay? Definitely the Pascal Show Clips. Do not forget. Hit that notification bell so you know whenever I go live, whenever I upload, because it is random. It is very random as of late. At least for the rest of this month, it's going to be pretty random, okay? It's a busy month, okay? So don't forget, hit that join button down below, become a member, check out my Patreon, check out my locals, and of course, do not forget to check out pascalmerch.com. We got some great stuff, yo. And some of y'all about to get hit with snow. So you might need something nice and warm that's dope, that looks fly on you and stuff. Just go check out the Vibrant Black hoodies and jogger set. Go check it out. I recommend it tremendously. They are fire. Okay? But anyway, guys, it will definitely keep you warm. It'll definitely keep you warm. But anyway, it's time to get going, guys. I will see you guys very, very soon. Have a blessed one. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. We'll talk soon. We will definitely talk soon. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.